Welcome to the Challenges of Change, the podcast where we explore the transformative journey towards self-improvement and personal growth. I'm your host, Laura, a mindset coach in the health and fitness industry, here to guide you through the hurdles that life throws at you. In each episode, we'll delve into practical strategies and insightful discussions to help you manage stress, regulate your emotions, upgrade your mindset, and ultimately reclaim your sense of worth. I'm thrilled to have you join me on this journey of change, challenges, and self-discovery. And we're back with another episode of the Challenges of Change. And today I want to talk about our mindset. I know, shocking, but specifically our mindset through pursuit. Like setting goals and how we think of them and how we frame them and how we self-sabotage around them. What I don't think a lot of people understand, and I know I'm biased because of the people I'm exposed to, but even when I was a personal trainer and I didn't understand all this stuff, I didn't know what was happening, but it was still showing up. We don't really know what it means to be human. We don't understand what motivates us, what drives us, how we discern decisions. All of this is kind of in the autopilot function. We can look to culture and society and the different unspoken rules or norms that we adhere to, but we also have our own individual set of value systems and safety systems. And safety systems are actually a really big component of what drives behavior. So let's talk about in a more specific thought pattern around a goal. Let's say your health. Let's go with it's the end of the year. People start thinking a little bit more about their health in general. When people start thinking about, okay, I'm going to get healthy this next year, this is going to be the year, they typically come up with a set of rules or habits that they want to hold themselves accountable to. I'm going to eat right 5 days of the week. I'm going to go to the gym 3 times a week. I'm going to meditate. I'm going to sleep. I'm going to journal, whatever their specific habits are. The problem isn't necessarily the habits, but the belief system that we're operating with and the unconscious expectations and associations. So, all right, we're going to do these things. Okay, well, if you're going to eat healthy 5 days a week, let's say, and work out 3 times a week, and you're currently doing none of that, why are you making those commitments as they are? Why are those the specific habits that you're committing to? When you ask someone that, it's because of what they believe. They believe if I do these things, if I input consistency of working out 3 times a week and eating well for 5 days of the week, then I'm going to get a specific output. Thus the expectation. I'm going to lose weight. There's no calculation in there around capability, capacity, the cost, the toll, the emotional labor. None of that's coming into the equation. So people are just, this is the set point. This is what society tells me, the science says is what I need to become healthy, to achieve my goal. And so that's what I'm going to do. We aren't taking into consideration anything about where we currently are. And so this happened to me time and time again as a personal trainer. And I wouldn't tell them it's not going to work because then that just makes me look bad, one, and it makes it seem like I'm not believing in them, but it's kind of one of those things they got to see what they've got. And every single time they'd come back and they'd be like disappointed in themselves, slightly guilty, slightly ashamed. I don't know why I couldn't do it. It's like, well, what made you think you could do it? Just the fact that you told yourself you were going to do it? Being able to get ourselves to do things isn't as simple as just do it. Sometimes it is, but we all know it's not that simple all the time. We have delay, we have procrastination, we have insecurities, we have protected patterns. It's the unconscious set point. I'm committing to these things because of what I believe. Well, maybe we need to be more discerning about our commitments. Maybe we need to be a little bit more compassionate and realistic with ourselves about what we're currently capable of and see it more as a journey towards health or whatever the pursuit is than just that this is what I need to do to get there. So I'm going to force myself to do it. Hey guys, it's me. I just want to pause you for a brief moment because there's something important that I think you need to know about. So often when I'm in sessions, I hear people talking about how lonely they are, how anxious they are, and we really do need each other. And I've seen through a lot of my corporate work the power of growing and evolving together. So I am super excited to announce that I have launched my community, the Challengers Circle, where you get to come in, become a challenger, connect with other people going on personal growth journeys, understand what the circumstances are like, share your challenges, and see how similar we all are. And there are so many resources in there to help you, from a personal coach to guide you through it, different chat rooms to share experience, different labs where you can literally practice boundary setting, practice saying no, practice regulating your nervous system. Whatever it is that your challenge is, we have created such an in-depth platform that can really, really help you create the change you want to see, because it's not just about the information. It's not just about knowing. It's about the ability to apply. And because we believe in this so wholeheartedly, we are giving anyone who joins a full free month of everything that we offer, with the personal guidance of a coach, to make sure you are supported, you are accountable, and you are being guided through. And after those 30 days, you can decide which level works for you. If you want to stay in the free level, that is perfect. We want to see what you use. And between now and the end of the year, if you do decide that one of the paid tiers is what's best for you, we are offering $100 off to anyone who joins before 2026. So if you are ready to accept the challenge, truly enact the change that you've always craved in your life, now is the time, and we have created the zone, the arena for you. It's time to come home to yourself, and that is what the Challenger Circle stands for. Because if we play it out, this is what happens. Even if someone's able to stick to the consistency of 3 workouts a week and eating well for 5 days of the week, let's say, how long? How long are they going to consistently do it? Now that's a giant question mark, with a big caveat of it depends on the results they are seeing or not seeing. Because the belief system operates with a, if I put this out, what I get back is weight loss. If that's not the equation that we get, that's why people fall off. And it's the wrong mindset going into pursuits. We already talked about how it's not taking into consideration like where you currently are and what you're currently capable of, but take it a step further. Okay, even if you do the front half of considering where you are and where you want to go and what you're capable of, fine. What are you going to do? How do you adapt to the pursuit if the output isn't matching the equation you hoped it would be? And if you've ever tried to get healthy, you know that's exactly what freaking happens. And most people I know would love to see themselves step on a scale and be down 10 pounds, but it doesn't happen. It's because of the meaning and the story we tell ourselves about the results. So if we're looking for the result to be what keeps us motivated, we're setting ourselves up to fail. And what happens when we fail like that? It perpetuates a really bad story about how we identify with ourselves. Health shouldn't be determined through a strict set of rules that someone made up. It needs to be about experimentation and adaptability. And that's not just health, that's pursuits. This was something I had to learn when I started my business. I wanted things to go a certain way. This was my hypothesis. I started doing it. And when it didn't go that way, my thought was, oh, I need to change direction. Maybe. One of the key things that I've learned is that certain things have different cycles. It's like every pursuit is a plant, and it has cycles, and there's a nature component, how much sun it needs, how much water it needs, if it needs other plant friends. Different projects, different goals thrive based on the ecosystem. And how do we know what the right ecosystem is? It starts with our mindset. It starts with looking at the idea much more holistically, with much more depth. And that is what's going to get us to the other side. Because when we can see, okay, yes, I do want to work out 3 times a week and eat well 5 days a week, but currently I'm eating like crap and I'm barely getting to the gym once a month. Okay, so then note to self, that original commitment, probably too big. It's not about the set of rules. It's like, okay, I'm going to do my best for the first month. That's what I want to try to do. Let's see what happens. Let's see what I actually can commit to. And notice, how do you respond to yourself when you do get yourself to the gym 3 days a week and eat well 5 days a week? What happens if you miss a day? What happens if you're imperfect? Do you beat yourself up? Do you quit completely? Does it completely deflate your motivation? These are all things that I've seen happen. So understanding how you operate, seeing the cost, seeing the capacity, noticing the belief systems and the unconscious expectations, the reward you're anticipating, the equation you're engaging with. If you can see that stuff and take it into account when you're planning and coming up with a strategy of how you're going to pursue whatever that goal is, you're dramatically increasing the odds of success. And I'll take it one step further because why not, right? The story that it perpetuates. One of my favorite examples of this is we all have different identity stories of what it means to be us. I'm not enough, I'm too much, I'm not smart, whatever they are, right? And we engage with our world in a way to get confirming evidence. So if you think you're not smart and you have a test, you're going to either procrastinate studying or be distracted by other exciting, shiny objects. And then you'll go and take the test. You won't pass, and you'll say, like, see, I knew I'm dumb because I failed. No, you just were distracted and not leading yourself. So we think these things about ourselves not because they're necessarily true, but because we aren't doing the work in the front half. We're making blind commitments. We're not seeing the unspoken expectations. We're engaging with equations when we're human beings. And then on the end, it makes us feel crappy about ourselves. And it perpetuates this story of incapability that is false. It's like if you're trying to walk up a snow hill, is it easier to do it with skis on or just in the snow boots? Anyone who's done it will tell you it's easier in the snow boots, but we're trying to do it with our skis on because we think that's how it's supposed to be. It's not always about us being the problem. A lot of times it's about seeing the invisible components of our ecosystem, of the circumstances, of the dynamic within the pursuit that is creating friction. There are a lot of different levers when it comes to this, but being strategic as you set goals, being more thoughtful, being more considerate, sharing with people, knowing how you're going to respond to yourself when something goes imperfectly, because that's what happens when we're building something new. Who do you want to be to yourself? How do you want to lead yourself? And how can you set yourself up for success, both in preparing for it, but also in how you want to show up when things don't go well, because that is what life is about. We're so used to beating ourselves up and shaming ourselves and just being shitty to ourselves to try and get ourselves there. If that was your manager or your boss, would any of you want to keep working for them? I ask this to my clients and every single one says no. I'm guessing you're going to say no too. So as we go into new year, new me, right? Think about what you're pursuing. Why? Why did you come up with that as your goal? What does it represent to you? What are you hoping to feel or get if you do achieve it? How are you going to feel if you don't achieve it? What are the systems at play that are going to make it easier for you and harder for you? Where are you currently? What are the obstacles that you can already predict and how can you prepare for them? And when it doesn't go right, how can you be nurturing to yourself and learn how to contribute whatever the seed needs to grow? We're so quick to judge, but we're human beings, we're dynamic, and we need to be curious to understand the ecosystem that we're working with. Don't let the challenge own you. Own your challenges and be the change that you want to see. But that is all I have for you guys today. So thank you for listening. As always, super duper appreciate you. I would love it if you gave me a review or a comment or anything, because talking to yourself is way less fun than talking to you guys. But whatever it is, be in joy, show up for yourself, and thank you for being here.
Thank you for joining me on today's episode of The Challenges of Change. If you're ready to stop stressing and reclaim your sense of worth, be sure to visit my website at www.changebychallenge.com. There, you'll find loads of resources, blog posts, and information on how to work with me, Cora, as your personal mindset coach. Remember, if it doesn't challenge you, it won't change you. Don't let burnout or any other obstacle hold you back from living your best life. Take the first steps towards positive transformation today. Thank you again for listening. Stay confident, stay inspired, and embrace the challenges of change. Until next time.